Welcome to Computers. On this week's show, Ann McKernan and Chris Tomitz show you how to pick an internet service provider. Katie Brosda and Sean Sinitsky explain the different types of expansion cards. Greg Nishimura and Ben Tweel will show you how to upgrade the memory in your computer. And in the Kids Corner, Rebecca Rubenstein and John DeLeonardis will talk about Windows 95 tips. And now your hosts, Ann McKernan and Chris Tomitz.
Hi, I'm Chris Tomitz.
And I'm Ann McKernan. On Computers, we give you information that you can use to make your PC work better for you. So Chris, how was your week?
No, it's been great. I found all these great new sites on the internet. There was a site that listed small theater companies in Chicago. Another site was like an online auction where you could bid for electronic equipment and computer products. And another site let me look up different reviews about different kinds of wines.
Cool.
Yeah.
How long were you on the internet?
Well, a little longer than I wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of good stuff out there. But you know, not everyone has access to the internet.
Which brings us to our segment about finding an internet provider.
Good segue, Chris.
Thanks. So, are you on the internet yet? A lot of people are, but there are still some people who are not connected to the information superhighway.
But how do you get on? What features do you look for to connect to the internet?
There are basically two ways to get on the internet. With a commercial service provider such as CompuServe, America Online, or Prodigy, or with an internet service provider, otherwise known as an ISP.
First, what is a commercial online service? You might think of it as a mini internet. Commercial online services have sources of information such as news, general topics, entertainment, and sports. They also have services such as finance, online shopping, and travel. In addition to providing internet access, they also have nationwide access numbers, support 800 number access, often provide technical support, often have a 30-day or similar free trial period, and they provide member-only news groups and chat rooms.
With an internet service provider, that's all you get, access to the internet. The advantages to an internet service provider can be quicker response, faster download times, and fewer or no busy signals. An ISP can be local, regional, nationwide, or international. Like commercial services, they also offer nationwide access numbers, often provide technical support, and frequently offer a 30-day or similar free trial period.
Here are some things to look for when choosing an internet service provider or a commercial online service.
1. ISP or commercial service. With an ISP, that's all you get, access to the internet. But it's usually a little faster and easier to access than a commercial service. With a commercial service, however, you get the internet plus other extras, like news, entertainment, general topics, and various online products.
2. A pricing plan. Every company has different pricing plans. The industry standard is $19.95 a month with unlimited access.
Some companies offer a low usage plan, where you pay a low basic rate, like $5 for the first 5 hours and $1 an hour after that, with a maximum amount per month.
And some companies will give you a discount if you pay in advance. There's also some companies that will charge you a one-time setup fee.
3. Phone numbers. With a local access number, telephone charges would be minimal. In Chicago, for example, if I call a number within an 8-mile radius, it's one flat phone rate. Over 8 miles, and they charge the phone call by the minute. So you need to see if the internet provider has a phone number within your local area.
4. Accessibility. How long does it take to get connected? Does the company offer any guarantee of no busy signals? And what about connections that support 33.6 modems and the new 56K modems?
5. Technical support. Are there people who can answer your questions? And more importantly, when are they available?
And finally, how do I get information on signing up? There's a lot of good sources. Computer magazines, junk mail, friends, newspaper ads, the yellow pages, TV and radio commercials, and websites on the internet.
If you can get access to the internet, there are online listings of local internet services, like CNET at www.cnet.com. It will give you different links to different internet providers. From there, you can go to the different sites and evaluate these companies. And if you're ready to sign up, they'll show you how to do it.
If you have any questions, just email us at bogus@aol.com.
Another thing to remember, there are so many internet providers out there that if you have any problems with your service provider that you can't resolve, you can just switch to another provider.
There are plenty of good providers out there, and they don't necessarily have to be a big nationwide company. There are a lot of very good ISPs that are regional and even local.
Hey, Ann, have you ever tried to install an expansion card into your computer?
Not yet, but soon. I want to upgrade my modem from a 28.8 to a 56K. Why? Did you want to install it for me?
Sure, but I think Katie and Sean can do it better.
Hi, I'm Katie Brosda.
And I'm Sean Sinitsky.
Sean and I are going to show you how to choose the right kind of expansion card for your computer.
For those of you unfamiliar with the term, an expansion card is something like a video card or an internal modem.
A controller card or an interface card, anything that will fit into one of these expansion slots in your computer.
For this little demonstration, I'm going to pretend like I don't know anything about computers.
That won't be hard.
I heard that. And Katie's going to tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, I'm going to leave the room and come back.
Why?
Because this is how we pretend.
Oh, okay.
And in the meantime, Sean is going to try to install this $200 modem into this computer.
What should I use?
Whatever you want.
Piece of cake. Okay. Let's see.
Sean, what are you doing?
I just bought this $200 modem and it doesn't fit. Wait, I've almost got it.
No, Sean, it's an ISA card. It doesn't go in the PCI slot.
A what in the where?
Stop.
Okay.
All right, here's your problem. All your ISA slots are filled. In order for your new modem to work, you have to replace the old modem in this ISA slot with the new modem.
Oh. That fits better. Have we stopped pretending?
Yes. Expansion cards are these circuit boards that fit into these expansion slots in your computer. More importantly, these cards fit exactly into these slots.
Oh, that's why my ISA card didn't fit in the PCI slot.
An example of an expansion card is a sound card, an internal modem, a video card, etc. There are basically 4 different types of expansion cards. ISA stands for Industry Standard Architecture, VLB is VISA Local Bus, PCI is Peripheral Component Interconnect, and AGP is Accelerated Graphics Port.
I knew that.
Most people don't. The thing to know is which cards your computer will accept. Each of these acronyms refers not only to the type of card, but to the type of expansion slot.
As you can see on this motherboard here, this slot with the brown extension is a VISA Local Bus. These 3 black ones are ISA slots, and these 3 white ones are PCI slots. Here are some examples of expansion cards. This is an ISA card, and this is a VISA Local Bus.
And this is a PCI, and this one is an AGP.
Accelerated Graphics Port.
Said that already.
Which is used for newer graphic cards only. You'll only see these AGP cards in newer Pentium 2 systems.
These acronyms also refer to the type of data transfer in your computer. PCI cards are generally faster than VISA Local Bus cards, which are generally faster than ISA cards.
Most computers today have a combination of ISA and PCI slots. Some older Pentiums and 486 PCs have a combination of ISA and VISA Local Bus.
Another important thing to consider is not how many expansion slots your computer has, but which ones are available. I've seen PCs advertised with 3 PCI slots, 2 ISA slots, and 1 AGP, but all the ISA slots were filled.
So in that PC, you really couldn't add an ISA card. You could only replace one.
That's right. Good for you. So remember, when you're buying an expansion card, make sure that you, 1, know which kind of slots your computer has, and 2, which of those slots are available, in order to help you get the right card that'll fit your computer.
I did.
Kind of. Back to you guys.
You still want Sean to install my modem?
Oh, sure. He was only pretending not to know.
Okay, as long as he doesn't bring his hammer.
Coming up next, is your computer running slower with some of the latest software, or more importantly, the latest games? You may need more memory. Ben Tweel and Greg Nishimura will show you how to add memory to your computer.
I'm Ben Tweel.
And I'm Greg Nishimura, and we're going to show you how to install memory in your computer. Now, another term for memory is RAM, which stands for Random Access Memory. And even though your computer has different kinds of memory, when you're talking about memory, you're usually talking about random access memory.
Why should you want to get more memory? Well, you should get more memory if you, 1, want your computer to run faster, or 2, find that the software programs you need require more memory than what you've got.
Next, how much memory should you get? For a typical home system, 16 megabytes of RAM will run Windows 95 and most programs just fine. Now, an optimal upgrade for this kind of system would be from 16 megabytes to 32 megabytes of RAM. If you're using software programs that require more memory, you might want to think of upgrading to 48 meg or even 64 megabytes of RAM.
But before we continue, I'd like to clear up a little misconception about memory. There are still some people who confuse memory with hard drives. They're different and separate devices, and they don't work the same way. This is a memory chip. It's used to execute or run a program like WordPerfect or like Duke Nukem. This is a hard drive. It's used to store the programs until they are ready to be loaded into memory and executed. You can't execute a program from a hard drive, only from memory.
After you've figured out how much memory you need to figure out what kind to buy. Well, if you're lucky enough, your memory chip will have printed on it in plain English the amount, the speed, and the type. But if you're not sure what kind of memory you have, here are some things that you can do. Number 1, check your manual or documentation that came with your computer. 2, if you have a technical support number, call it. Or 3, bring a memory chip with you to the store, and we'll show you later how to remove one from your PC.
Next, here's a little information about memory chips. Well, they basically come in SIMMs, which stands for Single Inline Memory Module, or DIMMs, which stands for Dual Inline Memory Module. Memory chips come in different sizes. This is a 30-pin SIM, this is a 72-pin SIM, and this is a 168-pin DIMM. Now, memory chips have different speeds, ranging in 100 to 10 nanoseconds. A nanosecond is a billionth of a second. The smaller the number, the faster the speed.
Memory chips have different types. 30-pin SIMs can be parity or non-parity. 72-pin SIMs can be parity, EDO, or fast page. And 168-pin DIMMs can be EDO or SDRAM.
And here's something else to confuse you. Memory installs into memory slots on the motherboard of the computer. These memory slots are grouped into what's called banks of memory. With 30-pin SIMs, you must fill 4 memory slots. With 72-pin SIMs, 2 memory slots. And with 168-pin DIMMs, 1 memory slot. There are some exceptions, but a vast majority of the computers are like this. You can see 4 memory slots here on this motherboard. Now, these 4 memory slots make up 2 banks of memory. Here's the first bank, and here's the second.
Okay, what does this all mean? Well, if you want to upgrade your 72-pin 60 nanosecond EDO memory, you should use 72-pin 60 nanosecond EDO memory. Now, you can have different amounts of memory. For example, if you have 2 4 megabyte chips You can add another set of 2 4 megabyte chips, or 2 8 megabyte chips, or 2 16 megabyte chips, etc. But you can't add different amounts of memory. You can't have a 4 megabyte chip and an 8 megabyte chip, or a 4 and a 16, or an 8 and 16. Now, you can mix some memory types, but if at all possible, you should use the same type of memory.
Now, locate your memory banks. For this demonstration, we'll be using 72-pin SIMMs. The memory goes in on an angle. You just push it up until it clicks. You want to be careful not to break the clips or you'll have a big problem. If you notice, there is a small notch on one side of the chip. If the memory chip doesn't lock into place easily, you might have to turn the chip around. If you need to remove the memory, gently push down on the 2 metal clips on the sides and remove the chip. Installing memory can be very simple. Most importantly, turn off your computer and unplug the power cord from the wall. Next, remove the case. Now, with most cases, you have to remove 2 to 6 screws to get the cover off. Some have thumb screws and some have no screws. They're all different. Usually your manual will show you how to remove the case. If you're having trouble with this, you might want to have someone who's removed a case before show you how to do it. Thanks, Greg. And this is also very important. You must discharge the static electricity from your body. Now, if you don't have an anti-static wrist strap, just touch a metal part of the computer case before touching the memory chips. And finally, plug the computer back into the wall and turn it on. As the computer is powering up, these numbers, counting up in the upper left-hand corner, show you how much memory you have. According to this, we now have 32 megabytes of memory.
Once you've determined that your memory is correctly installed, turn off your computer, unplug it from the wall, and put the case back on.
Installing memory can be simple as long as you're careful. Back to you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Boy, that was a lot of information.
Glad I set my VCR to tape this program.
You know, Chris, I want to upgrade my computer from 16 megs of RAM to 32 megs of RAM. Do you need more memory?
I forgot.
I get it. Memory. Forgot.
No, I mean, I really forgot.
Okay.
Now on Kids Corner with Windows 95 tips, Rebecca Rubenstein and John DeLeonardis.
Hello and welcome to Kids Corner. I'm Rebecca Rubenstein and this is my co-host John DeLeonardis.
Hi! I usually sit at the desk and Rebecca sits here.
It was time for a change. We had a little...
Oh wow, how was your vacation, Rebecca?
It was very nice. We've never been to Hawaii. It was very warm and very pretty. Do you know what they have at Black Sand Beach?
No, what?
Black sand! John! It's not that funny.
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to talk about today, John?
Well, today we're going to talk about some Windows 95 tips. You know, even though Windows 95 has been around for a while, there are still a number of people who haven't mastered it. So, why don't you start, Rebecca?
Okay, here's our first tip. In Windows 3.1, you could only click on the left mouse button. But in Windows 95, anywhere you can use the left button, you can also use the right button.
Here's an example. If you'd like to run programs by clicking on icons, go to the Start button and click with your right mouse button. Then click on Open. Instead of getting a list of programs, you'll get a group with either folders or icons you can click on.
Some people like icons better, but I don't mind using a list of programs.
I'm one of those people that still prefers to use icons. If I have more than one program I want to open, I create a group that has all of these icons. Then I open the group and click on whatever icon I need to.
Another example is in Windows Explorer. If you left-click on a folder, you'll open it up and all the files will be displayed. If you right-click on a folder, you'll bring up some of the options that you get when you click on File, or Edit, or View. Try it sometime. It might be more convenient for you, especially if you're trying to move or copy files.
So remember, anywhere you can use the left mouse button, in Windows 95 you can now use the right mouse button.
Oh, by the way, if you're left-handed, just reverse everything we told you.
Right. I mean left.
That was real funny. Would you like another tip?
Sure.
Make sure to defragment your hard drives. If your hard drives are severely fragmented, your performance could go down. If you have the Microsoft Plus pack installed, go to System Agent under Start, Programs, Accessories, and System Tools. You can schedule an automatic defrag to run later if you want.
If you don't have the Plus pack, go to Start, Programs, Accessories, System Tools, and Disk Defragmenter. When you start it up, it will tell you if you need to defrag your hard drives or not.
Would you like to hear why Windows 95 runs programs better than Windows NT?
Well, Rebecca, I don't think we have the time.
No, we still have 45 seconds.
Don't you have to go to school or something?
No, it's Sunday. Windows NT is like a commercial version of Windows 95. Windows 95 was written specifically to run under the Intel or PC platform. NT, on the other hand, can emulate many platforms and has to have code translated or emulated before it actually gets to the NT kernel. The HAL, or hardware abstraction layer, is one of those
Thanks,
many
Rebecca. Windows 95 is better suited for home use, while Windows NT is much better for the workplace.
Would you like to hear the differences between NT and 95?
I don't think we have the time. Back to you guys.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Rebecca. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching Computers.
We'll see you again next week.
I want to run all my old games.
But in Windows NT, the 16-bit threads can have their own subsystems. Don't you know that?